Live and YouTube Live, all that. So our guest today will be Karen Boyd with her son Hudson with Play with Purpose, Barbara Alpha with Back to Basics Ministry, and David Wingate of Wingate, I'm probably pronouncing that wrong, law firm. He is the singing lawyer. So if you haven't heard of him before, you will have heard of him by the end of this show. So this show is sponsored by Roger Stein Chiropractic, and they work with anybody. If you need to get a physical, if you are getting ready to have a baby, if you have a baby, sports injuries, herniated discs, anything for healthy living for a happy long life. Roger Stein Chiropractic is located in Conroe by Taco Bell and Conroe High School, 3303 Highway 105 in Conroe. So as we move into July 4th festivities, people are either vacationing, thinking about vacationing, or thinking about what they're going to do on the 4th of July. Well, there's a nice family-free event at Heritage Park this Saturday, starting at 7:30 p.m. with the Conroe Symphony Orchestra. Now, last year they played on the courthouse steps on Thompson, but we're taking it to Heritage Park because they need a bigger facility. So put on your red, white, and blue and get ready to hear some fabulous music, including Battle Hymn of the Republic, America the Beautiful. And the one that I really like the most is the Salute to the Armed Forces, with a special shout out to all the services, the Army, the Navy, the Marines, the Air Force, the National Guard. You know, they all have their own theme songs, and that's really a lot of fun to hear that too. So again, that is a Conroe Symphony Orchestra patriotic salute to the 4th of July at Heritage Park, 7:30 on Saturday. Come out there and enjoy the fun. So there's also live entertainment Friday nights now that will be at the Crichton Theater. You can go to crichtontheater.org, or you can go to us. So it's a lot of fun. And if you ever want something really cool to do, go try out for one of their auditions for upcoming performances. Also Friday night will be Greg Schroeder at the Red Brick Tavern, Doc Mojo at the Corner Pub, and Cashed Out at Pacific Yard House. They're getting ready to celebrate their first anniversary coming up September 1st. If you haven't been in there, lunch, dinner, crawfish, live music. It's over on Pacific and Metcalf, what used to be the Ice House. A lot of seniors took their graduation pictures out there. I know my senior did. And he's now old. He's almost 33. So anyhow, Saturday night will feature Jonathan Terrell at Pacific Yard House, Trainwreck at the Corner Pub, and Rachel Price at the Red Brick Tavern. Upcoming events this week, there's also Inside Conroe Coffee, which is right next door to us here at Lone Star Community Radio. There is a new bike repair shop. Get parts, buy new things, all of that for your bike. So they are having a bike maintenance clinic at Race Ready Repair, 6 p.m. on Wednesday. And again, that's just right to the back inside Conroe Coffee. Did you know Conroe Coffee has a viewing window in their shop? And I'm looking right in it right now. There's nobody watching us, but they could be. So you can go get sandwiches, drinks, ice cream, or whatever, and watch whatever radio show is going on. That's kind of cool. So a sundown to Jitterbug. Now, that's something I cannot do. I can't dance at all. So maybe I need to go check this out. But the City of Conroe Parks and Recs has a swing and jitterbug class for ages 18 and older. And it's $15 for anyone living in Conroe residents and $19 for non-residents. Check out the cityofconroe.com and find out all about that. They also have scuba classes coming up July 17th. So if you want to know everything that's going on in downtown Conroe, go to experiencedowntownconroe.com. All the monthly activities. There will be linked to where you can find out more information. Okay, we are going to roll into our first guests who are ready to tell us about playing with purpose. I have Karen Boyd and her son, Hudson. Hi, guys.
Hi, Margie. Thank you for having us.
Absolutely. So we met last week, and I've been learning more and more about your organization. So this has been going on for 3 years?
Yes, ma'am. We started it shortly after 2010.
2014.
Oh, 2014.
Okay, 2014. Okay, and we're in 18 now, so that would be like rounding 4th year anniversary. Thank you, Hudson.
You're welcome.
Okay.
He keeps me straight.
Oh,
That's a good thing.
That's good. I'm glad you're here with us. Okay, so why did you start this organization? Did you start it, or how did it come to be?
We had a nonprofit that was underway, and it all resulted from the industry that I'm in, which is interior design. And that nonprofit was developing a plan to bless children in need and families in need with furnishings that were given to us by clients and other people that we ran into in the industry. And shortly after we had developed this business plan for a nonprofit, we went to Africa. That trip was life-changing, not only for myself, but for Hudson, who was...
You got to go too, Hudson?
He was 10 at the time. That's where I got my confusion going. But anyway, we just saw like extreme poverty. And after that, we knew that we really wanted to do as much as we could with what we were given to make a difference for children in need.
Yes, when we went to Africa, it really changed our hearts because we noticed things that you wouldn't notice here in America. We're so blessed here to just have bed, to have a home, a great parents. I mean, food, and people in Africa don't have that. The kids that were lying on the cement floor, it broke our hearts, and we wanted to make a difference. So when we came back here, we decided we wanted to make a difference through sports. And after a routine tournament, me and my mom, I didn't have the best tournament, and my mom was just like, you can't play basketball just for yourself. You got to play for a purpose, and that's really how Play with Purpose started.
I like that. So it sounds like the trip to Africa really made an impact on your life.
Yes, ma'am, it did. It changed my heart forever now. Now I've always thought about helping others, not just people here, but also all around the world.
And you're 14.
Yes, ma'am.
Wow.
Yes,
You're so mature for your age.
Thank you.
And tall.
It's only because of my mom. She raised me right.
So, Hudson, how are you involved in Play with Purpose?
Well, I am an athlete, so I also raise funds for orphans and all the kids locally and worldwide. But I'm also the co-founder, so I'm involved in trying to get other athletes to be involved and do events like we've done a lot of events with shoes and raising funds for kids with cancer and stuff like that. So me and my mom are both co-founders.
That's really cool. You know, what a way to teach you about leadership too and get involved in the community.
Yes, ma'am.
You're learning a lot of really lifelong goals, different things.
Yes, ma'am. I've been playing basketball since I was 7, so
that doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, half my life. I'm 14 now, but I love basketball because it teaches you a lot of discipline, and that just goes along with uniting athletes to raise funds.
And where do you play basketball?
I play it in the Tomball area, but we do travel tournaments out of school. So like at the end of July, we're going to Las Vegas, and I might be raising funds there for orphans and stuff like that. So
tell me, Karen, a little bit about how this more about how this works.
Well, Play with Purpose is like a vehicle. It's a platform for any athlete that wants to reach outside of themselves and become a better leader to make a difference for the world. It's very simple. Athletes sign up on our website. At that point, we lead them through the process. We developed an app. It's called Play with Purpose Basketball app, and it's available on iPhones and Androids. Mm-hmm. And all they have to do is recruit a stat keeper to keep their stats for the game or the tournament or the competition that they want to participate with Play with Purpose in. The way it works is they go out and they approach local businesses. They approach grandparents, aunts, uncles, friends, and just ask if they would pledge a certain amount per their stat. The key to Play with Purpose is, yes, we realize that there are so many needs in the world that we want to help these children with, but our youth needs this just as much as the children in need. We need to empower our youth. We have a third of our population is children, but they're all of our future. And so it is a great opportunity for these youth to step outside of themselves, use the gift and talent they have to make a difference. And so once they sign up, and we encourage them, we help them with scripts, we give them information about who they're raising funds for, and we sort of lead them step by step in becoming a person who is an advocate for a child in need.
So do they get money donated by how many goals they make, or how does that work? They pledge a certain dollar amount?
Yes. The sponsor will say, oh, I want to sponsor $1 per stat. And let's say I go out and play 3 games and I get 20 stats per game. So that's $60 that he just raised, because that's 60 stats in the 3 games. And then all that money goes to whoever we're raising funds for in that campaign. Yeah. So
do the people that are participating in Play with Purpose, do they pick what organization it's going towards, or do you have a goal dependent on whatever's going on?
We do have goals. We have different campaigns that are benefiting different children groups. In September, we are raising funds for children with cancer through an event called Cadence Classic. But we have also had youth approach us that said, we know this group of children that suffer from a rare disease. Would this fit within your platform? Or we have these foster children that we would like to do something special for. Can we come to you and develop some type of program? Can we play up for them? And we are open to that because we just want to change as many lives as possible.
Now, how does this work with Project 828? Or does it?
Yes.
Okay.
So Project 8, Play with Purpose is a program of Project 828 Foundation. And so Project 828 goes out and, for example, after Hurricane Harvey, we furnished homes for foster care families that lost everything. So Play with Purpose raises funds to help us reach that end goal for those families. We also did a local children's home here. We did all of their bedrooms for Christmas and Play with the tree house.
The tree house. Okay.
And Play with Purpose was also involved in that as well.
Okay. Yeah. So you partner with other organizations, which is always great because then it shows you have more sustainability in the community. So you also, I know, partnered with Orphan Care Solutions during the hurricane recovery as well. And I'm thinking, Barbara Alpha through possibly some partnerships you may have done in the past or are going to do in the future.
In the future, yes.
Okay. Well, see, good. That's what we hope to do is unite people all together and give shout outs. Yes. So that's cool. So you said that Play with Purpose is a program of Project 828.
Yes, ma'am.
So they're not their own individual nonprofit? I'm confused.
No. Okay. It's a program under Project 828 Foundation.
Okay.
Project 828 is a nonprofit.
But yet you have your own webpage as well.
Yes, ma'am.
With Play with Purpose.
Yes, ma'am.
And that is playwithpurposesports.org.
Yes,
which
ma'am.
will also be on our little synopsis. And you also have your own Facebook page, which is Play with Purpose Sports, which I love it when everything is all the same. It just makes it so much easier. Okay. So you mentioned also that you have a children's cancer program coming up, an event, Cadence Classic, September 28th. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am. That's a Friday. It's at College Park High School, 5:30. And this really is very close to our heart. September is Child Awareness Month for Cancer. And Caden Seraphin is a friend of Hudson's. He was a fellow athlete. He lost his battle to Ewing's sarcoma in 2016. And this is our second Caden's event. I'll let you, Hudson, tell you a little bit about that.
Yes. So Caden Seraphin, he was a great friend of mine. He passed away in 8th grade, but I knew him all 7th grade. And I used to push him around in his wheelchair and he had a great attitude towards everything. He always was so kind and so hopeful about the future, and he was ready to get the day done, and he was so kind and friendly. And we really, whenever he passed away, it was really strongly in our hearts to do something for him and other kids that are struggling with cancer, because this doesn't happen to them just because it happens. It's something that
they suffer at no cause of their own.
Right.
Yeah. So we really wanted to do something, and we did our first Cadence Christmas Classic. That was last in 2016, December 25th, and we had over 500 people there, some kids from school and adults, teachers, and that was a great event because we had entertainment, we had basketball games going on, we had a silent auction, and it was a great night to honor him and to raise more funds for kids with cancer.
So what kind of activities can someone expect to see on September 28th?
Well, of course, basketball.
Okay, that's a given. Okay.
Basketball games, but we will have another silent auction. We will be having special guests come to this event and entertainment at half times. We're going to have food and just a really great fun time. There will be a 3-point contest and some leadership things, a lot of giveaways.
So tell me about the tournament on September 28th. Can anybody play? Or is it certain age groups, or how does someone get involved in that?
It's high school kids, girls and boys.
Okay, so more information will be on your website.
Yes, or they can give us a call at 832-823-3398.
Okay.
Yes, it will be a fun night. I'm ready.
You know, I'm just amazed, Hudson, of how well you speak and how deep your heart is. You know, it just, it's awesome to see.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I couldn't do it without my mom again. She's raised me very well.
It's good to have that partner in leadership.
Yes. Whenever we started, I was like, I don't know how to do this, Mom. And she just helped me, and we've guided each other and kept each other going. So you've learned a lot. Yes, ma'am. Yes.
So do you have a lot of your friends involved in this organization as well?
Yes, ma'am. Some of my friends and my teammates that I play basketball with do it, and other kids that I've just grown up with that play basketball or even play other sports. I have some friends at College Park that play football, and they want to do it and stuff like that. So,
have you approached other schools about this?
Yes, Mom.
We approached a couple of schools close to Kemah. We're in conversations with them about doing some type of event. There's several different AAU organizations that were talking to us about doing some events, and we're just now expanding into other sports. We have the app completed for basketball, but we developed an app for cheerleading, football, softball. Developed an app for cheerleading, football, and soccer.
Wow.
And so that those are not live yet, but they're just fixing.
They're in development.
Yes. And we have a charity. We were chosen by the Houston Dynamo to be charity of the match September 15th at 8 p.m. So come on out to that event because we would love for you. You'll be able to find information on that event on our website. And we'd love to have a lot of community people join us, and we'd love to have a lot of foster children join us at that event as well.
Okay, well, you'll have to send me that information, and I will post it on Conroe Culture News, the Facebook page.
Thank you.
And I'm also thinking, have you ever partnered with the YMCA or City of Conroe or other city municipalities?
No, ma'am, but the Boys and Girls Club in Houston called us recently and were interested in us doing something. And the struggle that we have, our hearts are really big and we want to do all of it. We just need a lot more volunteers. We need more volunteers and more athletes to get on board. And that's why we're so privileged to be here with you today, Margie.
Oh, good. Well, we'll get the word out. Okay, so this is Karen and Hudson Boyd with Play with Purpose. And again, their website is playwithpurposesports.org, or you can Google them very easily, Play with Purpose, and go to their Facebook page. So we are coming up next with Barbara Alpha and Back to Basics Ministry. This is sponsored by Roger Stein Chiropractic, and I am your host, Margie Taylor. We will be right back.
Hispanic Chamber Connections with Dr. Carlos Sanchez, President of the Woodlands Conroe Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, featuring event announcements, member highlights, and more. Tuesdays at 1 p.m., broadcasting from the heart of Conroe, Texas on irlonestar.com and Conroe's FM 104.5, 106.1.
Since 2004, Roger Stein Chiropractic has offered spine and joint manipulation services to residents of Montgomery County and surrounding areas. Conditions treated include lower back pain, migraines, headaches, whiplash, carpal tunnel, neck pain, sciatica, joint pain, sports injuries, herniated discs, and complications from pregnancy. Roger Stein Chiropractic, led by Dr. Stacy Rogers and Dr. Brian McGee, is an integrity-verified chiropractic clinic. Call 936-441-9990 for an appointment or visit Roger Stein Chiropractic.
What is homelessness? Have you seen parents struggle to find a job without having transportation or childcare? What about the children sleeping in cars with nothing to eat? Families shouldn't have to struggle to survive, and children should not be homeless. Family Promise of Montgomery County serves the needs of homeless families and their children. Learn about ways you can help and learn about partnership opportunities at www.familypromiseofmc.org or call our day center at 936-441-8778.
Don't forget to download the Lone Star Community Radio app from your Google Play or Apple Store. Bring Montgomery County's community radio with you anywhere with your smartphone or tablet. If you are in the Conroe area, tune in on FM. That's Conroe's FM 104.5, 106.1. If you are on the computer, bookmark irlonestar.com as your internet radio station. A Lone Star Community Radio. As your internet radio station. A Lone Star Community Radio. Broadcasting 24/7 from the heart of downtown Conroe, Texas.
Okay, everyone, we are back with guest number 2 on this Monday morning, Monday afternoon. I have Barbara Alpha with Back to Basics Ministry. I've known Barbara for a long time. I don't really know how long, but a while.
Forever.
For a while. Yes, I have not seen her except in virtual reality.
Right.
But I'm glad to have Barbara come on here, especially after Play with Purpose, because it seems like a good tie-in, possibly.
Absolutely.
So tell everybody a little bit about who you are and Back to Basics Ministry.
Okay. Well, to try to simplify, can you hear it here?
Yes, I can hear you there.
Okay.
Okay.
Tell me. So big, it's kind of intimidating.
I know. Just ignore it.
Basically, Back to Basics is a ministry that is a spiritual family to people. It started off with just children and homeless people and people that were kind of messed up on the streets partying. And it was about 30 people, and now it's grown to thousands. As far as we work with a lot of kids that are in foster care that go from placement to placement. We work a lot with apartment outreach, like different complexes and stuff like that.
Tell me what that is.
Well, like today, as soon as I leave here, I have a friend coming to pick me up, and we're going to go down to off Rankin Road. And what we do is we do a Back to Basics party there, just like we do for all the kids in foster care. We set up, we have Christian hip hop singers and dancers. We share the gospel with them. We do a Bible study with them. We bring them dinner for the whole community, just really building relationships with the people in the community and the kids. And it's so fun.
Just came to mind that I was thinking, I know somebody who does gospel singing that would probably be a good fit for you.
Awesome.
He'd probably love it, actually.
Bring him on.
Oh, I will. His name's Johnny Riley. You heard his music?
No.
Okay. Well, I'll send you some little things. Anyhow, so you had your nonprofit organization for like 11 years or so, something like that. And I don't know if I met you back when I was with Montgomery County Youth Services, possibly.
Yes.
I remember going to birthday bashes. So you have a monthly birthday bash for kids who are celebrating their birthday, say in June or July or whatever, every single month, right?
Every 6 weeks, but yeah.
Well, it seems, but it's every month kind of. For that month, your birthday is.
Yes.
And what happens when it's your birthday month?
Okay. Well, we have, it's usually about from 1 to 200 kids from different placements that come. And when I say placement, that is the place where kids that are in foster care live that do not get fostered or get adopted. And even though we work with some that get fostered and adopted because we've known them and loved them for so long, the majority of the ones that we work with are the ones that go from place to place for the rest of their life. So we have really good relationships with a lot of the placements, and they will bring the kids to Stonebridge Church, where we do our birthday bash. When they first get there, there's a sign-in. We do games. We just a lot of games, a lot of fun things.
And they meet other people too. They have fun.
And they get to see that they're not the only ones in a placement. And when we first started doing this, that was one of the main concerns, was bringing all the kids together, which is a challenge. I won't lie, but it's been a very positive thing. It's been very good.
You learn as you go, right?
You learn as you go. I mean, a lot of times they get to see siblings that they haven't got to see, and all kinds of stuff happens. But we have worship, we have games, we have where they all come up and we sing happy birthday to everyone who has a birthday. On an average, we have 20 to 40 birthdays celebrated at every party. Each person gets a birthday present. Then afterwards, we have cupcakes, because you can't have a birthday without a cupcake, right? So we do cupcakes. And then we have a huge lunch for all of the kids and the staff. And then we have basketball tournaments. And then the basketball tournaments, whenever the winners, we have trophies to give them, which now we've gone to medals. And so that kind of builds their self-esteem and encourages competition in a healthy way.
Yeah. So it sounds like, since you're doing this big bash, that you need volunteers, you need donations, you need people to step up and get involved. I know, it's been a while, I'm going to admit that, but I know, having come to some of your events in the past, it's just so heartwarming because there is a lot of celebration, there is a lot of song, enthusiasm, motivation, and it was probably youth services where kids did get to see those that they haven't seen, whether it's people that, they move around a lot. So they may only be at a location for a couple of months, 3 months, or maybe longer, but a lot of times they are separated with siblings even.
Right.
So what are some of the organizations that you work with? Shelters, so to speak, or something like that?
Like the name of the place?
Yeah. What are some of them? Do you do local ones?
Oh, yeah. We do Bridgeway, Gulf Coast Trade Center, Bridgeway, Hearts for Hope, Everyday Life, Sheltering Harbor, Lamar Village, Kids Harbor, Hector Garza. We go to San Antonio, Austin, Dallas. We go to all the places.
You have a huge reach.
Well, and the thing that's so awesome about it, what God has done is, since the kids move around so much, is that we have built relationships with all the different placements. So we're pretty much going to be showing up within, a very short period of time that they're there.
So you're always on the move. That's why I couldn't ever get you here.
Always.
You're always
in
doing
San Antonio.
something.
I'm going to San Antonio again. And we go there because they have a lockdown facility for the kids. And we go there every 6 weeks. And then we also have kids that are older now in San Antonio that have their own babies. And we go and get them, take them out to eat. And like one of our girls, Tamika, she comes back to the placements with us and helps. And that's another thing that's very unique about Back to Basics, is once a kid is a part of us, it's for life, like forever. There has only been one child, and it was one who got I'll start crying. But it was one who got adopted here last year, and he is the first and the only one that the Lord told me that I was done. He got adopted at 17 years old. His name was Mason. I was with him.
That in itself is amazing at 17.
Yeah.
Because these kids are throwaway. Nobody wants them, especially as teens, but older teens. Yeah. I understand that.
And had been with him since he was 7.
Wow.
And I remember when the Lord told me I was done, like your part in him is done. And that's never happened because, like I said, we have kids who have kids now. And we have so many, and it's continual. And with him, it was the only one that he's ever said, okay, you're done. I'm like, oh, okay. I'm going to have to trust you on that one.
So that brings up, it's very faith-based. Everything that you do is truly faith-based.
I love Jesus.
So you work with guidance through your worship of Jesus Christ. And you work with different churches as well. So not only shelters, you also minister to those on the street. And how are you accepted by the kids that
I've never had a problem.
Are without direction?
I pretty much can get on anyone's level and just being myself. The one thing I tell most volunteers when they come, and they're new, is the best way to do things is to just be who you really are, because they can see through and they can tell if you're fake. Just be who God made you to be and do the best that you can.
Just the best advice.
Don't try. I mean, I don't go try to act gangster, even though I'm with the gangsters all the time. You know what I mean? I mean, that's not me. I am who I am. And can I tell you about the boys' dinner that we just did?
Yes.
Okay. So years ago, long story short, my son has never known his father. And so as he was growing up, I always, kind of pretended Father's Day didn't exist and tried to ignore that fact that, he never showed up at the hospital and that my son never had a dad. And it was extremely hard on him, extremely hard on me. And I started doing the same thing with the ministry. And what the Lord showed me is that I was teaching people to run from reality instead of hitting it head on. And so at the same time, my pastor at the Crossing Church, Pastor Randy, had given a message about every man needs to be affirmed by another man at some point in their life, somehow, some way. So I'm like, okay, well, what do men like? Men like steak. So we're going to do a steak dinner for the boys. And it started with about 30 kids. And we had Doug Stringer, who's awesome, come and give the message, and Larry Harvey. And we had about 30 boys. We got them some jackets. We had steak, and it was a really nice dinner. Well, every year it's increased. And then he started showing me, well, okay, we need to be teaching them about God, and we want them to be adopted into the kingdom. But the reality is not everyone's going to receive Jesus the first time. Sometimes it could be 5, 10, 15, 20, 30 years. That's why he gave us Isaiah 55, 10, 11, and 12, that his word will not come back void, but it'll accomplish the purpose in which it was sent forth to do. And so he goes, but in the meantime, what's going to happen to them? Well, they're going to jail, they're going to prison, they're getting killed because they don't have any other means. So you need to give them some other options, body, spirit, and soul. So we started doing a camp where we have different men teach them about how to open a body shop. How I had a football player come, Tony Hugo. Anthony told them about how to start a body shop, a smoothie store, how to change oil in a car, how to change tires, how to do all that car stuff that I don't understand. Basically, men teaching the boys how to be men, how to be a godly man, being a single man and a father, how to be a godly man and having a family.
It's mentoring.
Teachers,
it's just mentoring. And it's significant. So it isn't always about the subject.
Right.
It's about the partnership.
Having men and
it's
showing
about
them,
the relationship.
Yeah, judges, lawyers, and different careers. So we do that for 3 weeks, okay? And then we get them all suits and ties. And Stonebridge Church is awesome. They do, the last day, they do a big camp day where we do kickball and all kinds of fun stuff. And they run and jump into pools. And then at the end of the day, they get suits and ties and shoes and all of that. So these guys look sharp. I mean, they want their pictures taken over and over. And then the Woodlands United Methodist Church has been so amazing for the past 3 years that we have our dinner there. So it is an elegant, beautiful, manly
celebration
dinner where they dress up in their suits and ties. They come. This year we had I Am Justified performed, which they love him to pieces. We had my niece who does the aerial up in the air on the silks. She did that.
Wow.
And then we had Vince Powell from American Idol was there. We had Doug Stringer came and gave the message. The boys love him. He is a powerful man of God that has dedicated this time of the year, every single year, to the boys. And they just had a fabulous night with steak and desserts and everything that you can imagine. And we give them shirts that say, man up, the making of kings. And the reason we say the making of kings is because, like my pastor said, years ago, we used to see a kid climb a tree and we'd be like, whoa, you climbed that tree, you're a tree climber. Now society has taken the kid, putting him in a tree and saying, you're a tree climber. They've never climbed a tree. So instead of going around telling the kids that everybody's a king, like is very popular right now, it's like, no, but we're going to make you into a king. But you got to learn these steps and responsibility and stuff like that. So the dinner was awesome.
Giving them growth.
So now we did for 150 this year.
Wow.
Yeah, it was awesome.
You're a girl on the move.
And we do the same thing for the girls in February.
Okay. Well, I'd love to know about that. Yeah, no, I think it's great.
There's so much, I'm sorry.
You have, there's so much depth as to what you're doing and where you started. I mean, you were awesome years ago, and now you have growth. But the only way you can do that is by getting other people involved.
Yeah, we always need people.
So what are some of the upcoming things that you have?
Well, today
you have your outreach.
In 2 hours, we're going to be off Rankin Road on North Vista, and we have an outreach there. We just got through doing Garden City last week, and we had a big pool party this weekend. If you follow me on Facebook, you'll see all kinds of activities that we're doing. We're going to be getting ready for going back to school already. But first, we're going back to San Antonio, and we're going to do a mini version of the boys' camp. We're only going to do it with 20 boys. It is a lockdown. They can't leave. And so we're going to get them jackets, and we're going to decorate the tables, and we're going to cook the steaks in the kitchen, and we're going to do the best that we can by staying there 4 days and just pouring into them for 4 days in a row.
Intense.
Yes.
Yes.
And I'll tell you, one of the awesome things, too, is that so many of the kids that we know, they've already had 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 birthdays with us. I mean, and Christmases and holidays. And to me, right there in that self, that's pretty awesome.
It's all awesome.
And Christmas is intense.
So where do you get all your strength to do all this stuff?
Jesus and coffee.
And the other, what is the other extracurricular activity you're involved in besides being a mermaid?
Yes, I am a mermaid. Krav Maga.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. What exactly is that?
Krav Maga is Israeli military self-defense fighting.
Yeah.
It's
So
fun. I love it. Krav Maga.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. What exactly is that?
Krav Maga is Israeli military self-defense fighting.
Yeah.
It's
So
fun. I love it.
Don't mess with Barbara.
Don't mess with me.
Don't mess with Barbara. Okay. Yeah. I had to throw that in because I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah,
too.
the mermaid that does Krav Maga and preaches.
You can be one way or another, but
Yeah.
you're authentic either way with feet on the ground, moving to help kids. Help kids.
And adults too. We love adults too now. We got so many
Okay.
grown-ups too.
Well, good. You need
Yeah.
the adults to keep it
Mhm.
going.
Yes.
So they can follow you on Facebook at B2B ministry.com or Back to Basics Ministry.
Or Barbara Michelle Alpha. Okay. Because
Okay.
that one is the more updated, the one
Okay.
that gets a lot more traffic.
All right. Okay. So just Google
But you
Barbara
have to do
Alpha.
Barbara Michelle Alpha because Facebook
Okay.
changed it.
All right. All right. Well, I will have all this information already on the
Awesome.
synopsis.
And go ahead and put
that
my
I
phone
send
number
out.
on there for texting if anybody wants to volunteer. And see, the thing too is if you work with the kids that are in foster care, you have to have a clean background. Okay. And unfortunately, that turns away a lot of people that really want to do good and really want to help. And that's why I want to express the fact that just because you might not be able to work with the foster kids, you can do the apartment outreach. And a lot of times the kids in the apartments are the ones that we're trying to help prevent from going into foster care by mentoring the moms, the dads, the whole family as a whole, and
Right.
building those relationships with the kids. So if you do have a past that has something on it, don't be discouraged. We can still find something for you to do.
Okay. All right. So she's a dynamo. You need to follow her and get involved. So many different things. And that's Back to Basics Ministry. They are doing ministry for kids in Montgomery County, in Harris County, in San Antonio, all over
Everywhere.
Texas. So
Everywhere we can get.
thank you, Barbara,
Yeah.
for coming on the show.
Thank
and
you
we
very
will
much
be
for letting
right
me.
back with our singing attorney. Woohoo! Woohoo! Margie Taylor.
All right. Thank you.
Margie Taylor.
All right. Thank you.
Hispanic Chamber Connections with Dr. Carlos Sanchez, President of the Woodlands Conroe Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. Hispanic Chamber Connections with Dr. Carlos Sanchez, President of the Woodlands Conroe Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, featuring event announcements, member highlights, and more. Tuesdays at 1 p.m., broadcasting from the heart of Conroe, Texas on irlonestar.com and Conroe's FM 104.5, 106.1.
Are you interested in learning more about preparing quick, healthy, and safe meals for your family? Would you like to spend time with others learning tips and tricks, along with practicing and tasting nutritious food? If so, the On the Road to Healthy Living Mobile Cooking School is for you. Call Amy Ressler at Texas A&M AgriLife Extension Service at 936-539-7825 to find a class near you or volunteer to host a class.
Since 2004, Roger Stein Chiropractic has offered spine and joint manipulation services to residents of Montgomery County and surrounding areas. Conditions treated include lower back pain, migraines, headaches, whiplash, carpal tunnel, neck pain, sciatica, joint pain, sports injuries, herniated discs, and complications from pregnancy. Rogers Stein Chiropractic, led by Dr. Stacy Rogers and Dr. Brian McGee, is an integrity-verified chiropractic clinic. Call 936-441-9990 for an appointment or visit rogerssteinchiropractic.com. That's RODGERSSTEIN chiropractic.com.
Don't forget to download the Lone Star Community Radio app from your Google Play or Apple Store. Bring Montgomery County's community radio with you anywhere with your smartphone or tablet. If you are in the Conroe area, tune in on FM. That's Conroe's FM 104.5, 106.1. If you are on the computer, bookmark irlonestar.com as your internet radio station. A Lone Star Community Radio 1. If you are on the computer, bookmark irlonestar.com as your internet radio station. A Lone Star Community Radio. Broadcasting 24/7 from the heart of downtown Conroe, Texas.
Okay, we are back. I'm Margie Taylor, host for Conroe Culture News, Lone Star Community Radio, downtown Conroe, FM 104.5, 106.1. And we are closing up the day with some fabulous people. It all ties together here. We're talking about risky youth, teens, and, you know, taking care of your family with wills and other protection trust systems, things like that. Election trust systems, things like that. Legacy. And so we're going to hear from my friend David Wygant. Yay for me. And Danielle Dubois, who is interning with David in his law office, which is weylaw.com, weylaw.com. Woo. Oh, did I get this right?
You certainly did. Making it easy.
Okay.
My last name's hard.
Wygant.
Why?
Wygant.
I know.
It's
difficult.
I know. I just have a Taylor name. So thankful. Okay. So tell me a little bit about, you had your office in Houston.
I do.
And now, is it still, or is it in the Woodlands? Is it still in Houston?
My main office is in downtown Houston at the Lyric Center, but I'm meeting with people in the Woodlands at the Chamber of Commerce here.
Have attorney will travel.
Yes, ma'am.
So, and you're also known as the singing lawyer. Why is that?
Well, it comes.
Danielle's laughing.
I know. Everybody laughs, but no.
I'm not laughing.
I know, because you know where it comes from, kind of. So my grandfather, Bill Wygant, some people in this area might know him. He was a vice principal at Waltrip High School back when we were integrating the school system, and he would come to all of my performances. Growing up, I toured internationally with the Texas Boys Choir and performed in musicals and operas and recitals. And he would come to all of those things. And then when I told him I was going to law school, he was like, I knew it. I knew you were going to be the singing lawyer. I just had a feeling, right? So he got so excited when I went to law school.
He called you the singing lawyer?
Yes. Before I even went to law school, he said, my singing lawyer, you know? And so he was the one who kind of coined that term. And so when he passed away Easter morning 2 years ago, I was like, I have to run with this moniker and embrace my past. And so that's kind of what I've done.
So you've been singing for a while before you were a lawyer, I'm assuming then.
Yes, ma'am.
Right?
Absolutely.
So for schools or what kind of thing?
So I went to Eastman School of Music in Rochester, New York, the best music school in the world. Come fight me. I'll argue with anybody who went to Juilliard. But yeah, so I got professionally trained by Catherine Chudzinski. She just was on a Grammy award-winning opera album. this past year and studied with Robert Swinson, who studied with Pavarotti and Nikolai Geta.
Wow. So now you have a law office, and I know when you're at different networking events, and today would even be a good day, you usually saying a little something too. So, but we'll hold that off till the end.
Okay.
Let's talk a little bit about who you are and what you do. So, you gave me a lot of notes, and I don't even know where to start. Just tell me. Just talk to me. Tell me what's going on.
So at Wygant Law, we really focus on outcomes, right? The traditional model. Have you ever done estate planning?
No, I need to.
Okay. So
You brought it to mind.
I brought it to mind. Some people get scared to do estate planning because you focus on death. But I found that when you focus on death head on, you relax, you become happier. There's a modern day example, the Bhutan. They have been studied as the happiest people on the planet. And it's because they focus on death every day. So when we focus on, what happens when we're incapacitated or when we die, it relieves us to live a fuller life. And I really get excited when people are brave and courageous to talk about the things that are very emotional for some people. Well,
I understand that. My son is in the funeral planning business, and we just had his grandfather's funeral on Friday, as a matter of fact.
Oh, wow.
And he deals with it every day. And he's always asking me, Mom, have you done your will? Have you made your plan? So I've already told him that I need to be buried under a tree. He knows that part. He knows that we're playing Spirit in the Sky.
I love that.
and classic rock. So that part we know, but we haven't done the down and dirty stuff. So you also do something called a legacy letter interview.
Absolutely.
What is that?
So, the traditional...
And Danielle, you can feel free to speak in anytime.
So the traditional estate planning practice is really transactional. It's document driven. And my legacy letter interview captures the intellectual property that gets lost in translation and gets lost when you're passing your legacy. And so, my clients all sit down with me for an hour to 45 minutes. They're given about 100 questions that they can choose from. And it's kind of like an interview to your loved ones that gets passed on when they
So it
die.
makes it a lot easier.
Absolutely.
When you prepare these questions and things, get them thinking.
Right. It helps them pass on something that's priceless. You can't pass that on unless you record it in a letter format or a video. So I help them with that process.
Well, I like hearing about that. So you also do what's called a kid protection planning session. What is that?
So that is included in all of my plans for families with young children. I believe that kids should never be taken out of the home in the event of incapacity or death. And so that the kids are never taken into the custody of CPS, right? If your babysitter doesn't know who to call, they're going to call the police. And what happens is CPS is going to take your kid, right? Even for 10 minutes, I don't think that that's right. So I believe that parents should have a plan in place to keep that from happening.
That's a great idea. I haven't heard of that before. So you have a free book for parents.
I do. It's called Wear Clean Underwear. It's a comical title.
Okay.
But if it's okay, I'll explain the title.
Yeah, please.
So the title is really, what is something that your parents don't have to tell you? Wear clean underwear. But if your parents aren't there to tell you, who's going to tell you? And so I believe that your kids should be raised in the way that you would want by the people that you would want in a legally binding manner. And so Wear Clean Underwear really brings it home for parents with young children.
I like it. So you have a website, freebookforparents.com.
Yeah. So
is this where the clean underwear book is?
It is. They can go and get it. And if they request the book electronically, I'll send them the Kindle version.
Nice. What do you think, Danielle?
Oh, I think it's so great that he is making sure that kids are protected. And like he was saying, like it really like helps the parents feel more like comfortable just living their life and not worrying like, oh, what's going to happen when I die? They feel a lot more like they can really live their life to the fullest. And I love that.
So how did you get involved in interning with David?
Well, it was through my high school. I go to the Woodlands High School, and there was an internship program called EFTA, Education for Tomorrow's Alliance. It's a really, really great program. I'm so glad I got into it. And basically, you just submit an application, and you just chose a couple of people, and just like it almost seemed random when you got it. And I felt like I kind of got a lucky ticket because a lot of people got stuck like working in a cubicle all day. But it's been really fun working with David.
Nice. So, do you have aspirations to work in the legal field?
Maybe I feel like it's kind of like
It's open to book a little bit.
It's opened the book a little bit. That's exactly right. Yeah.
Nice. So, do you hear him sing all the time?
I've heard him sing a couple of times.
Okay. Okay. This is your cue.
This is
David,
my cue.
have you got something?
If it's okay, I'll do the commercial I did last week.
You can do whatever you want.
Okay. So for the Chris Stapleton lovers out there, one of his famous songs. It's not my favorite song. You probably couldn't guess my favorite song of his, but I'll do one of the famous ones. Okay. Seen my share of blended families for their loved ones that used to dine. They've all gone without a clue, broken legacies without the glue. Lawyers advising you to the courthouse just to line their own pocketbook. Come to teach us, then they leave us, and they find some other soul to save. Seen my share of broken plans, didn't update their estate plan. They've all gone where they go. My name is David, I'm here for life.
Awesome. How fun. You're such a delight to talk to. You
Well, thank
really
you.
are. So I know you have a lot more that you would like to talk about. I don't know how much time we have, Mr. Dick. We have 2 minutes. Okay, so, what I mostly get out of this is it's very important to plan ahead, and it's specifically for your kids. So that's what I hear you talking mostly about is the family and taking care of your family first so that you can enjoy them with the time you have here and not worry about who's going to take care of them, especially if you have younger children.
Absolutely.
Of what's going to happen. So you also, did we talk on the college estate plan?
Yeah, so we haven't talked about that, but if you have kids going to college, there are some documents that you would really need so that you could take care of your kids. I'm not document focused, but when you have college kids, parents really want to be able to keep track of their kids and be able to take care of them.
I love it. Mine are all older now, but I got to work for the grandkids now. That's just the way it rolls, and the dogs that are in my house. So there's a storm brewing outside. It's about to pour down really hard. My husband said it's already pouring right now.
Oh my goodness.
So be protected. So your website, the easiest way to get there is waylaw.com, W-E-Y.
WEYlaw.com.
And you have a Facebook page. You have a couple of Facebook pages.
Singinglawyer.com is my personal blog. And then Wygant Law.
Okay. Well, thank you both for coming in today, both David and Danielle, and ending our hour in a wonderful singing manner. I am Margie Taylor, your host for Conroe Culture News, and this is sponsored by Roger Stein Chiropractic. See y'all next Monday.